Okay. Can you see my screen here, Nicole?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. So, hello, Studio Canal team and Tuna. I know we spoke yesterday and we kind of ran out of time before being able to dive into the ticket that you had created and some of the items that you had called out. One of the items that we did want to focus on specifically was related to your last question around price comparison and using the price comparison module to, in essence, track release dates, but it also sounds like the goal might be to track the life cycle of a title. So when maybe a competitor title is coming out for EST, what the price is associated with it, and then when it's moving over to VOD and what the prices are associated with that. So you're getting a good understanding of like competitors and how, certain title life cycles are processing or how do they look as a whole. So, and one of the items I know you had called out was specifically using the updated at retailer, which is that item for, appears on the UI. The updated at retailer column actually does not indicate specifically start date. It can outline the start date, but it encompasses a lot of different things because what it's calling out is when this individual instance was updated on X retailer. So in the case of like Malignant on Amazon, that could be any update that's being made on the retailer side. So maybe there's a synopsis change, maybe there's a rating change, maybe there's a character change. Things that are being updated on the retailer site for an individual title, the updated at retailer page will capture that. And then if there aren't changes on the retailer page, it'll stay the same. So it's not really the best indicator in terms of tracking start dates and when a title is changing from EST to VOD. However, and also, Tuna, just to answer your question, there isn't like a specific way to track a title start date per se, but I did want to point out a couple other ways that maybe you can get to the same type of information that would create value for either you or any other Studio Canal user. And so for this example, what I would recommend is maybe using some filters and setting up some more automated alerts. So in this case, maybe if we're using Warner Brothers as an example, just because I know we called out Malignant, and I'm pretty sure that's a Warner Brothers movie. So what we could do here is look at Warner Brothers, and I'm already in your account too. Let's look at Amazon. Let's look at iTunes and Google. Okay. What I would do from this standpoint is hone into something specific. So let's just look at movies. And then what I would do is I would probably set up two different alerts for this. I'd do one for only buy, and then I would put the formats in that I'd want to track. So let's just say for this case, it's HD, UHD. And I also want to track it within, I would probably set actually from your standpoint, we were looking at release dates. So instead of doing a price tier group, what I would actually do is go down to other and set a release year minimum. So what I would do is if I just wanted to look at new releases, I would do for 2022 to 2022. So I'm just wanting Warner Brothers movies on Amazon, iTunes, Google's that are at a buy offer for HD, UHD that all have the release year of 2022. Now I have a much smaller sample size as well. And I'm also seeing the price tier breakdowns. You can see obviously the retailer breakdowns as well, but we can go into the aggregate here. And so now that I have this aggregate, and then even if I wanted to make it more specific, like Tuna, if you're just looking in Germany, let's hone that down as well. So now I have a very digestible sample size. It's only 29 results. And what I would do at this point is I would schedule an alert. So I could say, WB 2022 new release buy. I would save this. Then what I would do is I would go to this same one, I would schedule an alert for it, but I would only do it when things were changing. So now what you're going to be tracking is on a go forward basis, you're going to get an alert when those titles for buy on those retailers that we put out for Warner Brothers is increasing or decreasing. So if titles are dropping off or new titles are coming on. And basically you're able to track if there's a new buy in HD or UHD, usually newer movies, within this calendar year, right, 2022. And if you send it to where it's only going to actually change results, then that's when you would get it. So you can set it maybe for a frequency of weekly. You can get it once a week on Mondays or whatever day works best for you. And it'll send it out the first time, but then it'll only send it out when things are changing. So you can kind of correlate then if a new title is dropping in on this alert or in your report, you can look at what the start dates are from an EST standpoint. But then you're also getting pricing associated with it. I'm not going to save it because I don't want to mess with your account yet, but you have this. And then what you could do is do the exact same thing, but you could change it to rent. So now I'm getting an idea of like not only EST, but also VOD. Now, you'll probably see some duplicates here, but again, if you set the same alert, the number definitely dropped. But if you set the same alert, then you only do it when it's changing information, then that's the only way. Then that's the only way that you'll actually get the alert when things are changing. Either items are getting added in or items are getting dropped off. So again, I know it's not specifically honing into the release dates, but it will give you some data around, movies that are for a certain, you could also add in SD as well, but you're getting movies that are either for buy or rent that are newer movies because we have the calendar year set, and you're able to get a good data set on a go forward basis. Looking backwards in history or looking backwards in data sets is a little bit trickier for Storefront to do. A lot of things are more on a go forward basis because keep in mind, we're doing new scrapes every single day. So we can't house all the data points within it. If there's maybe a custom report that we can help create, happy to look at options, but we wanted to point you or maybe kind of like give this as an option to see if this type of filter and alert would maybe create some more value for you long term. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, we just want to send this video out ahead of our next meeting. And if there's any questions on this or confusion or anything in general, just let us know.
Thank you.